Okay. Tonight, our team will discussion about system development. Next slide, Harrison. System development in chapter 22. Harrison, next. Okay. Next. Our member team is Cantika, Harrison, and me, Zidan. Next.
Baik. Baik. Baik, oke. Tunggu sebentar.
Yes, Harrison.
Something wrong. So while we are waiting for team 2, actually I'm very glad with team 1 presentation, because in its process, before you explain about the process, we are waiting team 2. So you team 2 may please, if you can, I just want to know that, I just want to team 1 to know that their presentation today is make me impressed. Okay, please.
Okay. The first is gonna present by Harrison. So go ahead, Harrison. Hello, Harrison. It's time to you for present your slide.
Satu hal yang
Suara device satumu di mute aja, Harrison, biar nggak loopback.
Maybe someone can help Harrison.
Okay.
Do you need help, Harrison? No? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, please. You may start.
Satu hal yang tidak pernah berubah adalah perubahan. Perusahaan mengubah sistem mereka karena alasan berikut. Number 1, perubahan kebutuhan pengguna atau bisnis. Number 2, perubahan teknologi. Yang ketiga, proses bisnis ditingkatkan. Yang keempat, keunggulan pesaing. Yang kelima, number 5, peningkatan produktivitas. Number 6, integrasi sistem. Number 7, sistem menguat dan perlu diganti. Sistem development live gains 5 steps as follow. Number 1, system analysis. Number 2, conceptual design. Number 3, precise design. Number 4, implementation and conversion. Number 5, operakyang and maintenance the system development the layer of system development are below. Number 1, management. Number 2, user. Number 3, information system script Comica. Number 4, project development teams. Number 5, system analysis and programmers. Number 6, internal players. Introduction to system development and system analysis. Planning system development. To system development plan are diperlukan 2 rencana pengembangan sistem. Number 1, project development plan. Number 2, master plan. Nah, berikutnya akan dijelaskan oleh teman saya.
Develop content is before is system development, and then planning system development. 3, feasibility analysis. 4, behavioral aspect of change. And 5, system analysis. Next version. Di panah kanan aja nggak apa-apa, bisa Pak.
Di hide aja itu, hide.
Nah, first is system development. Next. Tadi seperti harusnya di
Harrison, you can hide the bar. Klik
system
the
development
hide.
tadi udah dijelaskan oleh Harrison. And second is planning system development.
Harrison, you can hide the bar, please.
Oke, ma'am.
Click the hide one.
The height is the bar that apa ya, di atas ini loh, yang gambar foto-foto peserta mic-nya Harrison.
The column atau bar ya. Itu ada kotak stop sharing itu loh, ada kanannya hide Harrison.
Kotak kecil.
Oke. Cantika don't have the PPT or only Harrison who has the PPT? Or Zidan don't have the PPT too?
I think I can, but I'm share screen from HP.
Oh, so
Yes, when
only Harrison.
M2.
Oh, Cantika with HP too. Only Harrison have the laptop.
So,
So maybe I can help you by sebentar nih, TV saya kok nyala tiba-tiba. I can help you sharing. Tadi saya udah download belum ya, sebentar.
Thank you, ma'am.
Oke. Bentar ya, saya share dulu. Ini saya enable dulu ya, bentar. Wis, kok kanannya ada, kirinya ada. Is it enough? Can you see it?
No man.
Saya sampai mana sekarang?
I'm sorry man, belum kelihatan.
Ini udah? Ini udah tadi ya? Ini udah kah?
I'm sorry man, share screen is not muncul.
Oh, nggak muncul. Sebentar. Udah kelihatan?
Alhamdulillah sih.
Oke.
Sebelumnya terima kasih banyak Vidya.
Sampai sini?
Yes,
Not this slide or?
yes, this slide.
Oh, this slide. Okay.
Okay, this is what I will present about planning system development. Jadi sebutnya is planning technique. PERT and Gantt charts are technique for scheduling and monitoring system development activities. The program evaluation and review techniques, or called PERT, requires that all activities and the precedent and subsequent relationship among them be identified. The activities and relationships are used to draw PERT diagram, which is a network of rows and nodes representing project activities that require an expenditure of time and resources and the completion and initiation of activities. Then there is feasibility analysis. A feasibility studies or business case is prepared during system analysis and updated as necessary during the system development life cycle, or SDLC. The extent varies for a large-scale system. It is generally extensive, whereas one for a desktop system might be informal. The feasibility study is prepared with input from management accountant, system personnel, and users. At major decision point, the steering committee receives feasibility to decide whether to terminate a project, proceed unconditionally, or proceed if specific problems are resolved. There is 5 important aspects during a feasibility study. First is economic feasibility. Will system benefit justify the time, money, and resources required to implement it? And then 2, technical feasibility. Can the system be developed and implemented using existing technology? And 3, there is legal feasibility. Does the system comply with all applicable federal and state laws, administrative agency regulation, and contractual obligation? 4, there is schedule feasibility. Can the system be developed and implemented in the time allotted? The 5, operational feasibility. Does the organization have access to people who can design, implement, and operate the proposed system? And will people use the system? There is capital budgeting calculation economic feasibility. Many organizations now use capital budgeting return on investment technique to evaluate the economic merits of the alternative in a capital budgeting model. Benefit and costs are estimated and compared to determine whether the system is cost beneficial. Benefit and costs not easily quantifiable are estimated and included. If they cannot be accurately estimated, they are listed and their likelihood and expected impact on the organization evaluated. Tangible and intangible benefits include cost saving, improved customer service, productivity increases, improved data processing, better decision making, better management control, increased job satisfaction, and increased employee morale. And then there is 3 capital budgeting technique. The first is payback period. The payback period is the number of years required for the next savings to equal the initial cost of the investment. And the second is net present value or NPV. All estimated future cash flow are discounted back to the present using a discount rate that reflects the time value of money. 3. There is internal rate of return, IRR. The internal rate return or IRR is the effective interest rate that results in NPV of 0. And then there is behavioral aspect of change. The behavioral aspect of change are crucial because the base system will fail without the support of the people it serves. Organization must be sensitive to and consider the feeling and reaction of person affected by change. Next one. Why behavioral problem occur? An individual view of change as either good or bad usually depends on how that individual is personally affected by it. Employees view the same change as bad if their jobs are terminated or adversely affected. To minimize adverse behavioral reaction, one must understand why resistance takes place. There is important factor for behavioral problem. The first is fear. Second is top management support. 3. Experience with prior change. 4. Communication. 5. Disruptive nature of change. 6. How change is introduced. 7. Biases and emotion. 8. Personal characteristic and background. Ini ada alasannya how people resist sebabnya bagaimana people menolak perubahan. Behavioral problems begin when people find out a change is being considered. Initial resistance is often subtle, manifested by failure to provide developer with information, tardiness of or subpar performance. Major behavioral problems often occur when the new system is implemented and the change becomes a reality. That is how people resist change. Lanjutannya ada 3. First is aggression. Aggression is behavior that cripples or weakens system effectiveness, such as increased error rates, distraction, or deliberate sabotage. Second, projection. Projection is blaming the new system for everything that goes wrong. The system becomes the scapegoat for all real and imagined problems and errors. If these criticisms are not controlled or unsolved, system integrity can be damaged or destroyed. 3. Avoidance is ignoring a new eyes in the hope that the problem or system will eventually go away. There is some way to preventing behavioral problem. The human element, which is often the most significant problem a company encounters in implementing a system, can be improved by observing the following guidelines. The first is obtain management support. Appoint a champion who can provide resources and motivate others to assist and cooperate with system development to meet user needs. It is essential that the system satisfy user needs. 3. Involve users. Those affected by the system should participate in its development by making suggestions and helping make decisions. 4. Allay fears and stress new opportunities. Users are vitally interested in how system change affect them personally. And 5. Avoid emotionalism. When views with emotion, it really stand a change. 6. Provide training. Effective use and support are not possible if the users do not understand the system. 7. Re-examine performance evaluation. Performance standards and criteria should be re-evaluated to ensure that they are congruent with the system. And 8. Keep communication lines open. Everyone affected by system development should have an attitude of trust and cooperation. And 9. Test the system. The system should be properly tested prior to implementation to minimize initial bad impression. 10. Keep the system simple and humanize it. Avoid complex system that has radical change. Make the change as simple as possible by conforming to existing organizational procedure. 11. Control user expectation. A system is sold too well if users have unrealistic expectations of its capabilities and performance. The system analysis will be presented by Cantika. Cantika may present.
Yes, thank you. Okay, I want to explain about system analysis. When a new improved system needed, a written request for system development is prepared. The request describes the current problem, the reason for the change, the proposed system objective, and is anticipated benefit and cost. The 5 steps in the analysis phase and their objectives are shown in this figure. This figure is a step in system analysis. The first is initial investigation. In objective, investigate its development activity to define the problem to be solved. Make a preliminary assessment of feasibility and prepare a proposal to conduct system analysis. And the second, system survey, to study the present system to gain a thorough understanding of how it works. And the third, feasibility study, develop a more thorough feasibility analysis, especially with respect to economic costs and benefits. And the fourth, information needed and system requirements, to identify information needed of users and determine objective and requirements of the new system. And then is system analysis report, to provide management with the finding of the analysis phase. Yeah, this is the 5 steps in the analysis phase and their objective. This is first, initial investigation. So in initial investigation is conducted to screen the request for the system development to extract nature of problems must be determined. In some instances, the perceived problem is not the real problem. A government accountant once asked a consultant to develop an ICE to produce an information he needed regarding fund expenditure and available fund. An investigation showed that the system provided the information and we didn't understand the report received. So, proposal conduct system analysis and prepare for approved project. The project is assigned to priority and added to the master plan. And the second is system survey. System survey is an extensive study of the current state following objective. The first, gain an understanding of company operation, policies, procedures, and information flow, strength and weakness, and available hardware, software, and personnel. And the second, make preliminary assessment of current and future processing needs and determine the extent and nature of the changes needed. The third, develop working relationship with user and build support for the ICE. And then is collect data that identify user needs, conduct and feasibility analysis, and make recommendation to management. So data about the current ICE is gathered from employees and from documentation such as organizational charts and procedure manual. And external sources include consultant, consumer and supplier, industry association, and government agencies. So this is advantage and disadvantages of data gathering method. The advantage and disadvantages of four common methods of gathering data are summarized here in this table to explain about advantage and disadvantage. So interview in advantage can answer why question interviewer can probe and follow up question can be clarified, build positive relationship with interview, build acceptance and support for the new system. And this advantage is time consuming, expensive, personal based or self-interest may produce inaccurate information. The second questionnaires in advantage can be anonymous, not time consuming, inexpensive, allows more time to think about responses. In this disadvantage doesn't follow in-depth question or answer, cannot follow up on response, questions can be clarified, impersonal, doesn't build a relationship, difficult to develop, and often ignored or complete superficially. And the third is observation and advantage. They can verify how a system actually works rather than how it should work, and result in greater understanding of the system. In disadvantage, time consuming, expensive, difficult to interpret properly, and then observe people may alter behavior. In the end is system documentation. In advantage, describe how system should work, written from facilitators review and analysis. And in disadvantage, time consuming and may not be available or easy to find. And then the feasibility study at the point, and this thorough feasibility analysis skills early in the chapter is conducted to determine the project viability. The viability is analysis update regularly as the project progress and cost and benefit become clearer. And then information needs and system requirements. Once a project is deemed feasible, the company identifies the information needs of users and document system requirement. In determining information, it's a challenging process because of the sheer quantity and variety of information that must be specified. And in addition, it may be difficult for employees to articulate their information needs, or they may identify them incorrectly. According to CIO, which is 70% of project failure and insufficient, inaccurate, and outdated system requirement. And then system analysis report. In system analysis report, the concluding step in system analysis is preparing a system analysis report to summarize and document analysis activity. Go or no-go decision is made up 3 times during system analysis. The first, during the initial investigation to determine whether to conduct a system survey, and the second, at the of the feasibility study to determine whether to process to the information requirement phase, and the third, at the completion of the analysis phase, decide whether to process to conceptual system design, and then remaining phase of the SDLC are discussed in the next. I think it's enough.